Good evening. Welcome to Lifelong Learning. This will be our last presentation for February. If you're a member, you know that you'll be able to see this video in a few days and all the other videos, and you need to sign up. So take out your phone and take a picture of it, and it's very easy. There's, I think, even a tutorial when you go to our website about how to sign up. The views of our presenters are their views. We do not endorse them, anything they say or any product, and they're not of the club or Sun City Anthem. So tonight's presentation is our Community Service Committee, and we're going to ask Jerry Neighbor to come up. She's the Vice President, and then she'll introduce the other speakers, and they're each going to have a topic that they talk about, and you're going to get just lots of information. And then afterwards, she'll tell you there's a table back there where you can get some more information too.
Good evening, everyone. I'm really happy that you asked us here to let you know what the Community Service Committee does for the community at whole. So I hope that after the presentation, which at the end you can ask questions, that you understand what our services are and know when you can call us. So just to start off, just so you know who we are, we're actually just neighbors helping neighbors. So it's all volunteers, no price for our services. Donations are nice, but if, not required. We may be able to help you provide limited maintenance services within your home, temporarily lend you durable medical equipment, provide transportation to a doctor, supermarket, and Anthem Center, and we can provide resources for fee-based services for jobs that we cannot do within CSC. And we have also various support groups. Now, why do we offer these and why are we all getting together to offer these services? Well, we hope really to help our residents be able to stay in their homes as long as possible and to get through some challenging times in their lives. So I hope that, this will give you enough information to see how we can actually help you save money, be able to get things done that need to be done in your home and for you. Slide. Oh, that's it? Okay, got it. All right. First, Christy Longsinger is our resources committee person, and she couldn't be here this evening, so I will let you know what she provides. She provides contacts for fee-based services from outside companies and individuals for services not provided by CSC. The services are to be used at the resident's discretion. So we will provide it, but that doesn't mean you should do what you always do, research it online and make sure that you're going to be happy with the services that you are looking for. What kind of services? I always think it's kind of interesting when I get the calls, but we do have, actually Christy gets called for handyman services, which you would expect. Different handymen that have worked up here. Baby equipment rental. Yeah, babies. People have grandchildren visiting, and they're like, how can I get a crib and a high chair? So they need all these things. Car seats, that's a big item too. Plumbers, electricians, HVAC providers, garage door repair, fireplace repair, independent home care services. We do get a lot of requests for that. So these are the things that Christy will be able to give you some leads. Our support groups are actually there to provide forums to share individual experiences, concerns, challenges, and successes. They include Friends of Bill, bereavement support, caregiver support, and prostate cancer support. Pat? Okay. I asked the boss. So we also have communications team. Kathy O'Connell heads up that, as she had for many years. She'll be up here to give you more information about the community, the communications team. They maintain assistance line, and connect the residents with the appropriate team that will help them get their services that they're requesting. Public relations role focuses on informing you of what we really do on a regular basis. We have actually quite a big presence on the Community Chronicles, the Monthly Spirit, the collateral materials. We have brochures, pamphlets, and flyers. Linda Salcenti heads up the PR role, and she's sitting back there. And she has a lot of material for you to pick up when we're done. So please look through it and do take it. They're handy to have, so if you don't need something today, you never know what may happen tomorrow. So I will now hand this over to Kathy O'Connell, who is going to enlighten you about our communications team.
So I represent approximately 30. Oh, sorry. I represent approximately 30 communication volunteers, and throughout their duty day, our volunteers check our assistance line, and they call residents back. Generally, we receive 10 to 15 calls every day. Oftentimes, we must call residents back for more information. So if you call our assistance line and leave a voicemail, make sure you leave all of your information and be patient with us calling you back. Make sure that you leave the correct phone number as well. That happens more than you might suspect. Please ensure that you have space available on your voicemail for us and the CSC volunteers from home maintenance, equipment, transportation, and resources to call you back to schedule your appointment. We don't know the schedules for our home maintenance, transportation, or medical equipment volunteers, so they will call you back themselves. Oftentimes, well, our phone numbers are not 702 phone numbers as well. So once we have all of your information, we submit your request electronically, and it is workflowed to the appropriate committee: home maintenance, transportation, equipment, or resources. And if you provide us with an email address, you will get a copy of the form electronically submitted on your behalf. Our volunteers are scheduled 1 day per month. So if you have tried contacting, if they've tried to get a hold of you and you don't answer that day, we ask you to call the assistance line the next day and leave your information. Because we delete the voicemails every day, we have to start new every day, and because we have new volunteers every day. So if you want to know how to submit requests and you're not really sure how, come and see me and I'll try to walk you through it as well. But remember, there's 2 ways to do it. You can call the assistance line or you can submit your own request. Thank you.
Now, you've heard us all mention the different committees. So we have a the medical equipment team that maintains and delivers durable medical equipment just for short-term loan. John Michael heads that up. John is over there. He'll be up in a few seconds to give you more details. The home maintenance team provides limited services to residents unable to safely perform maintenance for themselves. So we don't want you getting up on a ladder if you feel unsteady, okay? We will come and do certain things for you. They will give you more details when they come up, And we have Wesley Gu, Richie Gosikoff, who is not here this evening, and Craig Hicks. So they will be up to give you more information. The transportation team provides rides locally to healthcare appointments, pharmacies, grocery stores, and the 3 Anthem centers. This has been a great assistance for people to get out of their house who really can't drive. So it helps them a lot. Adrienne Cox will talk to you about that shortly. She is the chair of the Transportation Committee. So now I'm going to welcome up John Michael. He will talk to us about our durable medical equipment. Believe me, it saves a lot of money. I was looking at the prices on a price list.
Okay, medical equipment. Yes, indeed. We have lots of medical equipment that's available to you. And one of the easier ways to get to request our medical equipment is to go online at our SCA website, or just go to, let's see, I can point at it, I think. Maybe. There it is. cschelpforyou.org. How many have smartphones in it with them tonight? Can you pull it out? Just pull it out and go to Safari if you're an iPhone or whatever it is on the other brand X. Who's gotten to it? You got it? You win. Who else? Who else has gotten to it? All right. Okay, as you scroll down, you're going to see medical equipment, right? Who else has gotten to it? Come on, Debbie, you've gotten to it yet, right? Come on. You're working on it. Who else has gotten to it? It's pretty easy, but cschelpforyou.org, not .com, .org. Get to it? Woohoo! You want a candy bar? All right, here we go.
Thanks.
You bet. Anybody else got onto it? All right, Jackie. All right, we got another one back there. Woohoo! Bob, have you gotten to it yet? You bet. Woo! All right. That's how easy it is to get to it. Now, if you scroll down a little ways, you will see something that says request medical equipment. Do you see that? And if you click on that, see all the different medical equipment things that we have. Yes. Do you see that? You on it yet, Jerry? Come on. Okay, so we got lots of stuff. We've got walkers with wheels. We got walkers with seats. We have walkers with armrests. We have quad canes. We have hurricanes, and we have canes. We got different. When you request something, we have to call you and find out what you really need, because we're not sure. We all come to this beautiful place called Sun City Anthem, and we're normally, when we get here, we're as healthy as can be. We can't even think about a stupid wheelchair. What do we need that for? Until finally it happens. You know, you trip, you do whatever, you need a knee replacement. Do something with your foot, and all of a sudden you need it. So you don't always know exactly what you're needing. So when you call in and you say, I think I need a cane, we're going to ask you, do you need a quad cane? Maybe I can make this work. Quad cane. A hurricane. How do you like those things, huh? They stand up by themselves, but they act just like a cane, and then there's canes. And as for walkers, we've got these stand-up walkers where you can lean on it. Okay? I call them walker with armrests. We have walkers with seat. A lot of people will request a walker with armrest thinking they're going to get this, when what they're going to end up with is this. So we talk to you on the phone, find out what you really need. Okay? But you've got to answer our phone call. That's one of our biggest problems. We call and I had, believe it or not, I had a woman that lifted the thing and slammed it down. And so I called her back. She had ordered a wheelchair. And I said, hello, this is click. So I called her back. This time she got on that phone and said, don't you ever call me again. Clam. So, not knowing what kind of wheelchair she wanted, I got the biggest one I could find and delivered it. So please, if you order something, expect a phone call. We're going to call you. Okay, we got shower chairs. We got shower chairs with just a shower chair. We got them with arms. We've got a transfer, what they call transfer shower chair, that sits halfway out of the tub. 2 legs are in the tub, 2 legs are outside of the tub, and you transfer yourself. And the doctor will tell you you need one of these things, and we got plenty of them. Okay, and then we have shower benches if you just want to put the soap down. Oh, we have commode safety rails. You have to install these things. You have to take off the seat, put this thing down on it, put the seat back on, put the screws back in under it, and then you've got safety rails that are really nice. If you don't think you need this and you're going to get a knee replacement or something, try getting off the commode with one leg, because that's all you're going to have when you have that knee replacement to start with. Just try it. If you can't grab onto something, you need these. Okay, we got lots of bed safety rails, little ones, big ones, ones that fit the whole side of the bed. We got them, little ones, all kinds of. And then, who can tell me the difference between a transfer wheelchair, or transport wheelchair, and a wheelchair? Because everybody asks for a wheelchair. They think they need a wheelchair. We call them up, we talk to them, and say, are you going to be throwing this thing in the back of your car? Are you going to take it down to the local pub? What are you going to do with this thing? And can you lift a wheelchair, a full-size wheelchair? Most of the time, nobody wants a wheelchair or a wheelchair with leg supports. What they want is a transport wheelchair so they can throw it in the back of their car and get pushed around. Now, if you really need to drive yourself with your arms, then you do need a wheelchair. Okay, and if the doctor says you need your leg up, normally it's one of the legs, not both. This happens to have both leg supports on it. But we will deliver it with a right leg support or a left leg support, your choice. Actually, the doctor's choice, right? Yeah, we do need the size of the person, too. What I normally do, somebody calls for a wheelchair. I say, do you fit in an airplane seat okay? And if so, I'm going to bring you one that's about that size. And if you got a little extra room in an airplane seat, I'll give you a smaller wheelchair. It's lighter, and it fits around corners much easier. So the smaller, the better. But if you're very uncomfortable in an airplane seat, then I'm going to get you a larger wheelchair. But I'm going to be asking you these things before we deliver. Like I say, that one woman got a 22-incher. Man, big. Okay, we've got a knee walkers. We got one right over here. Woohoo! Adrian's got one. We have crutches. We have forearm crutches. And look at this thing. Is this not cool? I saw a House of Representatives woman walking up the steps with this thing, so I had to buy one. So we have one. Very, very few people ask for it. But we have it. If you want this thing is cool. But you have to have some balance. And I suggest what's that? I don't know. Is it dangerous? That's why I say, if you're going to request this and you know you're going to have a foot, operated on or whatever, get it before you have that foot done. Okay? Check it out, try it out, see if you can handle the thing. We do have one, that's it. I've taken it to one person, and he gave it back a couple days later. What can I say? Okay, I think we're up to home maintenance. Craig or Wes, who's doing this one? All right. Get this out of your way.
Hi, I'm Wesley Gu with Home Maintenance. We provide services for those of you that are unable to perform certain tasks. It was started by a small group of homeowners several years ago, I guess near when Sun City Anthem first started. And last year, in 2023, we had over 1,300 service calls, and we average about 25 service calls a week. And we started to calculate, how many times we go up and down the ladders, and even we were surprised that it can be 50 to 75 times a week that we go up and down ladders. We work in teams of 2, so each week we have 2 volunteers that are assigned to work that week. And the team receives the service request through emails, either directly if you enter it online through the Help for You website, or through the communications group. They'll answer the phones, get their information, enter the information, and we receive it in an email. So each team will call the residents to schedule a time that they'll come out that week to perform the requested services. And all of the community services are free, but we do give you an envelope, a donation envelope, and those donations go to offset the cost of the bulbs, the batteries, and the garage door lubricants. And the tasks that we perform are, we replace the batteries in smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors. We also will check the date of the detectors. The detectors have a 10-year life. So if the detectors are outdated or nearing the expiration date, we'll advise you what type of detector to buy. you can buy it, and then we will come and install the new detectors for you. We'll replace disposable air conditioning filters. We will lubricate garage door bearings and springs. We'll do the lubrication, but we do not do any of the adjustments to your garage doors or any of the alignments of the doors. We can add salt to your water softener tank, and we request that you buy the 25-pound, not the 40-pound bags. We'll replace standard screw-in light bulbs indoor and outdoors, but we do not replace any of the landscape lightings where you have to disassemble the actual light assembly. So we'll replace any of the standard screw-in type of bulbs. We'll also replace fluorescent tubes in their ceiling fixtures. A lot of the garages have the 48-inch fluorescent tubes. We'll replace those. Some of you have the short 1 or 2 foot fluorescent tubes under counters. We can replace those. This one, we can adjust the hot water recirculator motor timer. I've never had a call for this in 5 years. And one thing to note is that we'll adjust the water recirculator timer, but we will not adjust your landscape timers. There's too many different types of landscape timers, and we don't know how to, operate all of the different types. We'll also replace address light bulbs. About once a quarter, SCA goes around and checks all the address lights, and they'll issue letters of non-compliance if your address lights are not operating. You can call the helpline, and we will come out and replace the bulbs for you. And a lot of times when you receive those letters, and you call for assistance, we'll just come out and replace them, and we'll either just leave you an email or a voicemail that we've completed the job. We won't call you and try to get hold of you and arrange a time, because a lot of our time is spent trying to contact the residents and arrange times to come and do the task. So since the address light bulbs are easily accessible, we just come out and change them for you once you request that service. And I'll let Craig describe a little more about our services.
Thank you, Wes. Actually, there's 3 of us that we divide up running home maintenance. Wes and myself and Richie Gusikoff. He is out of town tonight, so he couldn't make it. Otherwise, he'd be here. But every month in the Spirit, there's at least a full page and maybe 2 pages in it that describe the community service, what things we will do for you. So, and it also has the phone number in there to call in case you're looking for that, and also a description of if you want to go online and request a job too. So it's always in there, and that's a handy place to find it. It was mentioned that home maintenance does 7 different types of things for you. This is a copy of a 2-page form that is filled out when we come to your house with your name and address, phone number, so we can find you, and then a description of all the work that was done, and the home maintenance crew signs it, and we ask you to sign it as well. And we keep a copy of this. We give you the yellow copy, the back copy, and we keep the front copy as a record of what was done, when it was done, and at whom's house it was done. Also, while we're there, we'll normally give you a donation envelope. This is it. We never charge for any of the work we do, but we do ask for donations. and you are free to donate or not. It's up to you. What we provide for free are 9-volt AA and AAA batteries that all go into the smoke detectors as well as the carbon monoxide detectors. Sometimes we get a call from a resident and they want to have their filters changed, their AC filters changed, but they don't know what size and they don't know what to do. Well, that's no problem. We'll come out and check the size for you and tell you exactly what kind to get. And then after you buy that, we'll come out again and install it for you. Don't worry about that. And that also applies for if you think it's time to replace your detectors, we'll come out and show you exactly what kind to buy. If you buy the right kind, we can install it for you. If you don't buy the right kind, we may not be able to install it for you. We can't do any hard wiring at all. And then once you buy it, we'll come out and install it and make sure they're working correctly. Let's see, what else? I think that's about it. Adrian? Adrian, are you ready?
And the only reason I can walk short distances, but I just wanted to show off my really cool scooter. Hi, I'm Adrian Cox. I run the transportation team. I've been doing it going on a decade. I've been in Sun City 20 years. I arrived 20 years ago, when I was quite younger, and I am delighted to tell you that the 4 services, that we're talking about tonight, resources, equipment, maintenance, and transportation, I've used them all, and this one came to me Thursday. So anyway, we're all getting older. At some time, we're all going to need these services, and I am honored to be a part of this organization. So I run transportation. We provide rides at no cost to the resident to healthcare appointments, pharmacy, grocery stores, and to our 3 centers. It's in the local Henderson area. We're not going to replace an Uber that's going to go over to Summerlin. We're local. We go from Sunset Station roughly to Bicentennial Parkway and out to Bermuda. So it's a large local area. We have about 30 volunteers in transportation. 25 of them are the actual volunteer drivers. And on that, I'm going to take a little sidebar because we can always use more drivers. In anything we do, I kind of think that 20% of us do 80% of the work. That's true of drivers as well. You're asked to, you have to have access to a computer, because that's how we communicate with our drivers. I'll get more into detail there. But back to volunteering, I believe Linda has volunteer applications back there for all of our teams. Fill that out, and then I would arrange to meet you here at the center, and we can talk about what this means. 3 more requirements for being a driver. You need to have a car, imagine that. You've got to have a driver's license, imagine that, and your own liability insurance. In 20 years, I'm delighted to tell you we've had exactly this many incidents as far as, bumpy nothing. So we're doing real well. I think Jerry began this appropriately by saying, it's just neighbors helping neighbors. And that's kind of how we look at the work we do. Rides are generally provided about 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. There's some wiggle room here, as might be approved by the chair on duty. We do it Monday through Friday, absent major holidays. Everything I'm telling you now is available on a piece of paper that I left with Linda back there that you can take with you with all the pertinent information, so you don't have to kind of remember everything right now. We request that you make your drive request 3 working days in advance of your need for that drive. That gives us time to advertise your need to our drivers and find the right driver for you. when you've heard the phone from all of us, that finally, even though you might submit the request electronically, and I encourage you to do so, it reduces errors on all of our parts when you send it electronically. But then we have to call you back, and we're going to ask the chair on duty, that's often me, that wants to know, what are your mobility issues? You know, do you have a walker? Do you have a wheelchair? Do you take a companion with you? What is it that you need? Because we need to make sure we have a car that can accommodate you and a driver who's strong enough perhaps to help you put that companion wheelchair in the trunk. So those are the kinds of things that we want to do before we advertise a need to have you taken to whatever appointment you're going to. As again, the authorized destinations are medical appointments, grocery stores, pharmacies, and to our centers here. The chair on duty, let's just say it's me this particular week, is also going to ask questions about, are you going to be sedated? And if so, is it under general anesthesia? And that's honestly a flag for us. We don't want to take someone for an appointment that requires general anesthesia and then turn around and drop them off at home, perhaps to an unoccupied house. So we just ask you then to have a neighbor come with you, a companion come with you, and then we'll gladly take you. But we're not going to have a driver just kind of drop you at your house, and nor do I'm going to expect that they're going to spend the night with you either. So that's kind of why we do that. Residents must be ambulatory. If we're having problems, like I have been lately, my husband is when my knee scooter's not around, he helps me get from hither to yon. So if I needed a medical appointment or go somewhere and I couldn't ambulate on my own, I could certainly invite my husband or my neighbor to come along with me. So that's available to our residents as well. You saw John's list of all the equipment that we have. You can understand that I'm a large woman, but I'm 75, and I'm not going to be able to get that huge wheelchair in and out of the trunk. I can take the little one and do that, but many, if not all, of our volunteers are littler than me. So they really can't do the full-size stuff. They can certainly help you with a walker and that kind of stuff, though. So let's see. You've gotten the notice about how it is you make referrals at cschelpforyou.org. I would encourage you to, and I love, John, the way you did that. Pull out your smartphones and show us how to do it. That's really a nifty way. For example, Wednesday night when I broke my foot, I did manage to get home. It was ugly, but I did get home and immediately went online. I didn't have to wait for a phone call back. I just went online, told John and his team what I needed, and also said I kind of need it as soon as you can, because I can't get to urgent care without some means of getting there. So I would encourage you to familiarize yourself with that electronic link. If you can't do that, then the phone system will work for you as well. Residents are discouraged from making a private request. So for example, I took you to physical therapy today and you said, oh, Adrian, gosh, I feel so comfortable with you. How about you do this for me on an ongoing basis? Our volunteers are taught, no, that's just not an authorized way of accessing our services. You will be told you need to reinitiate another request. And even in examples of PT, you can put in 3, 4, 5 requests at a time, staggered over the next 3 weeks or so. But no, we don't do it on the side. We don't accept gratuities. It's amazing how many residents want to give us. You tip your cab driver or Uber driver, so you think you're going to tip us as well. No, that never happens. We will encourage you to make a donation, though, to CSC. If you suspect that where the ride you want is not an authorized activity and you don't know how to get there outside of our service, make a referral to us anyway. It's our job to have resources at our fingertips that normally for a fee, but there's some that are not, where you can get, let's say, to the airport. Or last year I wanted to go to the Allegiant Stadium. So there are other ways to get there. You might have to pay for it. There's VA services and the regional transportation as well. But the point is, If you don't know how to get there, give us a call. And even if we're not going to provide the service, drive service for you, we'll help you find a resource that you can then choose among and do at your own discretion. Volume, it varies just ridiculously. In a period of a month, we could have 10 drives. In the period of the next month, we could have 60. I mention that because drivers can sit there and twiddle their thumbs, and then we're desperate for drivers. So if you choose to become a driver, the cool thing is that you can go to Hawaii, I don't care where you are, open up your computer. You don't need to respond saying I'm in Hawaii, because then I just think you're bragging. But you just tell us when you can drive. So it's never going to be a waste of your time if somebody's taken that drive ahead of you, because it hasn't taken you any time except to glance at it and say, I can't do it, I'm in Hawaii. Again, I love what we do. Our volunteers absolutely love what they do, and that's hanging out with these lovely residents. They're all so flipping grateful about having somebody caring, responsible, get them where they need to go and get them home safely. So I hope you feel comfortable, based upon this discussion, that this is something that when your time's in the bucket, like mine, that you can use as well. We will welcome your call at that time. Thank you. Yeah. You're welcome. Now I'll show off again with my little student.
Okay, now we will open for questions, but before I do, I just want to make sure that you meet our president, Emile Girard. He's over here. Emile. Yeah, he got back from California this morning, so he thought he'd come back tonight, but the weather chased them home. So he's home now.
I just want to comment. See how lucky I am to have people like this? All I can do is stay out of the way, and they do a great job. Thank you. Whoops, I'm sorry.
Okay, I'll take questions. Pat, you had one earlier. Oh, okay.
Oh, you're going to go? Okay.
My question was, you mentioned at the beginning of the presentation about people can call for referrals for plumbers and everything else. Is this just a list of names, or are these people vetted in any way before their names are given out?
Yeah, what Christy does, some of them are services and people that she actually has used, or people called her and raved about somebody and were very happy with the results. So she vets, she looks into them, she makes sure they come with a personal recommendation from somebody. She also looks at Nextdoor to see if the people that she has, on her list are have any black marks against them in Nextdoor or anywhere else. She did let me know today that she has removed only one person in 22 years. So there's only been one black mark. But we do advise that you like you would do if somebody you met up here recommends somebody for an electrician, you want to go look them up and make sure their recommendations are good. We advise that too. Any other questions?
Did you, is it me? Okay. Are the drivers reimbursed for the miles in any way, or the gas expenses that they do? Or it's all voluntary?
Not monetarily.
Okay.
Yeah. This is purely voluntary. So they are using their gas, they're using the car, yeah. I think over here, Jackie. Oh, okay.
So is the list of handymen on the site?
No, it is not.
Okay.
Because what Christy does is listen to exactly what you want. So she tries to fit you with somebody she knows would be able to handle the jobs you want to have.
Okay, great, thanks.
Anybody else?
This was very, very comprehensive.
Okay, good. I'm
And
glad.
I think we all know now what we can what we need when we need it and where to get it. So we're very, very fortunate to have you all. Yes, how wonderful to live in a place that gives back and shares their abilities with their neighbors. So thank you so much for coming tonight.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. We really appreciate it. Don't forget to visit Linda over there. There's a lot of brochures and information that you can pick up and take with you. And if you want to volunteer, she has those applications too. So thank you.